Yes, sir. It was our slowest game of the year. A portion of that was because we took the ball out of the net way too many times. I thought we did a lot of good things offensively that we've been trying to work on. It was our lowest turnover rate of the season. I thought our guys played off 2 feet and played for one another. I thought Hayden was remarkably good on both ends of the floor. We just didn't get enough consecutive stops to be able to play in transition. In the first half, some of our traps and our rotation out of the traps were a little too slow. I thought we showed clips at halftime. I thought we made the right adjustment in that regard. Thought we did a lot of good things down the stretch the last 8 or 9 minutes, particularly offensively. But defensively, it's just such a thin line when the opponent shoots at that high percentage. And then when they do miss and they're able to get 8 offensive rebounds, it's just a backbreaker. We did do well in many regards. We just didn't do good enough.
They did really well in the paint.
We got to the paint, Olin, 87% of the time. 87% of the time we got to the paint. That's a record since we've been here. I thought Marcus was tremendous. I thought Q was downhill off 2 feet. H really spaced the floor. Henry did a good job, and when he was supposed to roll and when he was supposed to pop. Same with Dre. When we got to the paint, we shot 54%. Only 13% of the time did we not get to the paint. That's incredibly hard to do. They got to the paint 68% of the time. That's a little too much, particularly in the first half. I thought in the second half when we started switching everything, we were able to keep it out of the paint, and then they just kept running the ISO play for 24 at the elbow, and he made big basket after big basket. But offensively, I thought we played well.
Did it get much better than the fadeaway 3 in the corner from H? That seemed like it was a pretty. He was feeling himself at that point. There.
He's really improved over the last 2.5, 3 weeks in regards to his physicality. He's playing much harder, much more confident. I know he hasn't played that number of minutes, but in practice he's continued to improve. And from an offensive standpoint, obviously when he makes shots the way he does, that allows our guards to play downhill even better. And then defensively, he completely understands what we're doing. He's in the right place at the right time. He's trying to keep the ball on the side when his guy has it. He was tremendous for us.
I know we've talked about it before, but is the value of those late game ATOs worth more? And what would you like to see out of some of those? I think the last 2 were a rushed shot on the shot clock and then a turnover.
Yeah, I think that's right. The last 2, one was a draw up that we knew. They took away Q's drive. We had scored the previous possession on the last time we had ran that play. I don't necessarily know if their values more or less. We had 15 possessions both ways today on offense and defense. We scored 17 points and they scored 16. That was almost 30% of the game were the ATOs. We had 56 possessions on offense and 58 possessions on defense. So I don't know if they're necessarily worth more or not. The value maybe is the same, but our execution, regardless of time, score, momentum, has to continue to improve. We scored 1.13 on the ATOs offensively.
And I have to just ask you about Quentin. And he's there at the foul line. He plays so hard for you guys, and then with a chance to tie it. Do you feel? I mean, he's been pretty good at the line tonight.
I think he's 5th or 6th in the SEC. I think he was shooting 82% maybe going into the game tonight. If there is anybody, we play a free throw game and everybody gets to choose. Q's always the first pick, and I don't ever choose. But if I chose, I would always choose Q. And if we were to play a doubleheader, I'd do the exact same thing.
Was it a good play on Missouri's part then to just foul him appeared to be, well, I guess it wasn't intentional, but to foul him in the, you're thinking maybe he's gonna go after he got that steal.
Yeah, I didn't hear the whistle. I was screaming foul, and the trail official ran over to me and said, "Buzz, we called the foul." And I said, "Well, I didn't hear the whistle." No, I not trying to coach their team. I'm glad it was a foul. Yeah, I'm glad it was a foul. Yeah.
Anything else for Coach?
So-
yeah, 6 in a row now. What's the message to the guys in the locker room? Kind of keep their heads up.
They have been phenomenal. They have responded to everything we've asked them to do. They've been together. They've been united. They've received what we're telling them in regards to how thin the line is. 3 straight weeks of losing is hard. I think we've lost 8 games now, and 5 of those 8 have been 2-possession games. Repeated 2-possession games, and you come up short. That speaks to the character of our guys. What I told them in the locker room was, I think we're doing the right things. I think we continue to modify and adjust to what is required to win. We just have to do it better. And I don't know what to do other than to keep going and to find a way to get a little better and to find a way within what we're asking you to do to improve. If you're in all of these games over and over and over, I think it speaks to we're on the right track. We're just not doing it well enough. We've changed personnel. We've changed the minute distribution. We're counting on everybody to be the best. There's a lot of minutes that were played at our 5 that gave us not enough. And so during the game, we have to make that adjustment. H and what he did overcame that in many respects. So if there was a magic pill, I would buy it off Google. There's not one. You got to keep going.
In the same regard, with a team being upbeat and wanting to work and wanting to learn and have the right energy, is there a little bit of a weight on the shoulders when you have 6 losses that you have
Sure.
to?
Yeah. I don't. With all of you guys, I don't think that being Pollyanna or acting like it's not happening is right. And I don't do that with our team. I think our team understands. I think our team cares. I think our staff has been accountable for our work. I think our players have been accountable for our work. But at the same time, we're 4-6, and those 6 losses have all happened consecutively. And arguably speaking, we're playing one of the more talented teams in the country in 54 hours. And so it's not going to get any easier. So I think, and I don't mean this condescending, we can quit or we can figure out a way to try harder and do what we're asking all of us to do slightly better. And at the end of the day, that's on me. And I understand in many respects I'm the mouthpiece of the program. But as you know, what I say to you is what I say to the team. I'm not saying that's right, and I'm not saying I'm right. But I do think what we're working on is the right stuff. We just have to. It's hard when the team shoots 57% from the field. That's hard. That's hard.
All right, thanks, Coach.